And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Thursday. It's November 10th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody, and welcome again to our program. The sun is shining. It's not too cold this morning, but enjoy it. I don't think it's going to be that way after today. We're happy to be here and to be on the air for Bates Ford, 1673 West Main in Lebanon, the dealer that'll trade for anything it don't eat. Paul Tubbs is here. Paul, good morning.
Good morning.
And let me just say, we talked about your football picking last week, and you were right on both Tennessee teams. One of them almost made it.
I was hoping I'd be wrong on both, but it didn't work out that way.
But you're way in the lead now, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm climbing up a little bit. We'll see how it goes.
Trying to be modest, isn't he, Ron?
Yes.
Ronnie Kelly's here. Ronnie's in sales at Bates Ford and sold one yesterday. You probably consider the day a total loss if you don't sell at least one car.
I got to try to sell, so I'm picking it up. And got a great opportunity to do something today.
All right. Tell us about it.
Okay. On last night, I had a gentleman come by, and he's been looking at an F-150, which, F-150 is the one that I would really love. And he'll be back this morning, and we'll try to put that together. And also, we did get a F-150 in on yesterday. We got a few trucks in, and right now we got a great selection of new vehicles, especially on the trucks. Used to, we couldn't pick and choose what you want. Now you got choices. Even on the Escapes, we got several Escapes. We got Edges. We got all type of new cars that you can choose from now, and you can pick and choose the color you want. We used to not have that.
Yeah. Well, I hear your commercial there. This is Paul at Bates Ford. I can't imitate you. You do a great job, though. I think you do a great job here as well. What do you got on your mind this morning, really?
Well, I've been in yesterday. Ford had they kind of go over their next month stuff, and what I'm hearing is 0% interest. So that's something that kind of perks our ears. They're talking about 0% for 60 or 72 on new vehicles. I think it's going to be on SUVs like Explorers, Edge, Escape. So that's something huge with the interest rates kind of going like they are. That would be great if Ford would come out with an incentive program like that on new vehicles. It would give people a great opportunity. Our used inventory, we've been kind of going through it, and we've done a good job. But we've actually got a great selection, and we actually did a commercial Tuesday, and we've got several vehicles under 20,000. We've got a few vehicles in the 15,000 and a couple just over 10,000. So, if you're looking for a cheap vehicle, we do have something rare that we have is a cheap SUV. Gentleman traded in an Explorer, and it looked like a Gideon Bible of service records where he had took care of this thing, and it's a black Explorer that's on the lot. It's real nice. So if you're looking for a cheap SUV, that's one that's been well maintained and took care of.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people perk their ears up here when you're talking about cars for maybe 20,000 or a little over 10, especially in certain situations where you don't want to put all that much into one, and people look for those.
Right, and that's something like yesterday. We had a $7,900 little truck, and it lasted like 2 days. I mean, it was a little Dodge truck, but we was barely getting it through service, and we had people. One thing I'll tell you, if you even if you're at home and you want to browse our inventory, you can go on www.tonybatesford.com, and we've got a great selection of new and used, and we try to get all of our vehicles on there as quick as possible. But that truck hit the internet $79.95, and it was a well maintained little truck. And I mean, we had people beating the doors down. You just don't find that price range of vehicles right now. It's pretty tough to find.
Yeah. All right. Well, of course, sales and service of these automobiles is a big thing, but it's not all. There's a lot more going on.
Yeah, service side, we're staying busy right now, and I always tell people when it's kind of mild weather, things don't break, so we don't stay as busy. It's a good thing that we've gotten caught up with this really nice weather. You don't have the influx, whether when it's real hot or real cold, generally things break. When it's kind of mild like that, you don't see as much traffic, but that gives us an opportunity. We've gotten caught up in a lot of areas. We're still a little bit behind in drivability, diesel work, and trans, but we were 3 to 4 weeks. Now we're like a week, so that's a good problem to have. Our oil change, we're still staying real busy, $34.95. Brakes, we do brakes on vehicles for $109.95, that's brakes and installed, the labor included in that. And then, of course, our tires, we've got a great selection of tires. Ford will meet or beat anybody's price. and we've got rebates on tires up to $100.
And the batteries are a great deal too.
Yep, the batteries. I went to get some wax and a chamois at a local little parts house, and I asked about a battery, and it was $184, and mine's $134.95 in most vehicles. We install them in free in most vehicles, and generally, if it's some kind of an off-brand, we might not be able to do that. I had a guy call me the other day, had a Nissan, and it was like $149. So some vehicles it's a little bit higher, but on most Fords we can do the $134.95.
All right, about out of time here, but Ronnie, you can have the last word this morning.
Okay, also, Paul mentioned the website, and it's a great thing to go on our website because you can see all our vehicles. We had a gentleman came in on yesterday. He picked up a 17 truck, and it was a dually, and he came all the way from Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Wow.
And once he came in, he looked at the truck. He said, well, I need to look at it and drive it, make sure this is what I want. And I got with Paul. He said, hey, I need to put it on the rack, let you look at it. And he said, I'll look at it. If everything's okay, we'll go. So it worked out fine.
All right. Good
So
success story.
Watch their website.
And you got one last thing, Paul.
Yeah, I mean, that's something, with the internet and people. This gentleman flew in from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Ubered from Nashville Airport to Bates Ford. So, you can look on our website. We try to keep everything on there. So just go on www.tonybatesford.com and give us a look.
All right. Y'all have a great week. See you next Thursday.
Thank you.
Paul Tubbs, Ronnie Kelly, Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, the dealer. It'll trade for anything it don't eat. We're 10 and a half after the hour, and today is the day we feature the City of Lebanon Police Department, and our regular man is on special assignment, we'll say, this morning. We have Richard Clark, also known as Dick Clark, with us this morning. Good morning.
Morning, how you doing?
I'm doing well, and it is good to see you again. And you've got a story or two to tell us this morning. I think you do the DARE program.
Yes, sir. I'm finishing that up at the moment. It's been a blast.
Yes, and
Well, kids are enjoying it. They're keeping me on my toes, and we've spent quite a bit of weeks now. I'm finishing up with 3 schools at the moment, so I enjoy it. I'm actually leaving here. I'm going over to Coles Ferry. I'm going to spend some time with one of their 5th grade classes, and honestly, it's a great way to start the day. And the questions they give you, it really keep you on your toes. So it's a lot of fun. They're running around, giving me hugs. They see me out at events, the trunk or treat, the Lebanon football games, and it's good seeing the relationships that are being built.
well, now I noticed a different car you're in today. Is a story behind that, isn't there?
You can't miss my car. You will definitely see me coming. You may see me. I definitely won't see you. That I can't. So it's a very nice car. I appreciate what our chief and the city has done with it. The kids love it. Honestly, a lot of adults enjoy seeing it. If you haven't seen it, it is a Charger, huge American flag going on it. It's got digitized camo on it. They did a really good job making that car for us.
And you do know that it's DARE if you look at it.
Oh yeah, there's DARE all around it. It's like I said, very nice car. I'm appreciative. I'm just the keeper of the car. So
I rode in and looked over and saw that this morning. You were here before me, and what is this? But now we know.
you'll see me tomorrow.
You'll be in the parade.
I'll be there. Yes, and that's a very good one to be in, and I'm sure that I'm excited to see that car in it.
Well, we are going to not only have Richard Clark, Dick Clark, with us this morning from the police department, but we're also joined by Jerry McFarland. I should say County Commissioner Jerry McFarland. I guess.
Thank you,
Jerry,
sir.
good morning. And Bill Moss is here. Bill, good morning to you.
Morning. Thank
Bill
you for having us.
Used to be at Lebanon High School, I think. Or
Yes.
you are at the central office.
I was at the central
Right.
office, but I started it back at Lebanon High School years ago. So,
But you've retired now.
oh yes, sir.
But you are active in other ways.
Yes, sir. I'm the commander of the VFW, and we're putting on the with the other veterans groups in the county. We're putting on the program and the parade tomorrow.
And you and Jerry are here to talk about that, maybe among
Yes, sir.
other things. And,
Yes, sir.
and of course, as Dick Clark just said, he's going to be in the parade. So I think we can tie all this in together pretty well here this morning. And Dick, appreciate you sharing some of the time with these two. I didn't have any time available. Normally, I have the day before or 2 days before, and it just didn't work out that way this time. But I think Sue Vanetta probably had something to do with contacting y'all and lining this up. And
Yes, sir.
And so that is good too. Veterans Day is celebrated here maybe a little more than we do in some places, and I think this kind of started back when Mayor Don Fox, a veteran himself, thought we ought to do more than we had probably been doing. And I think both of you have been a part of this for some time, and the police department's always part of it. For nothing else, you got some traffic to direct, right?
Definitely. You'll see quite a few of us out there.
Well, what the parade is pretty much as usual, starting over about the library.
Yes, sir. It starts at 10 o'clock at the library. We're using South Hatton and part of Cumberland's campus because we've got almost 30 people, 30 different groups participating in the parade. And it's put on, the parade and the program itself are put on by all the veterans groups in Wilson County. American Legion, both American Legion posts, the VVA chapter and the VFW and AVVA are all working together for both of those programs. And we're fortunate enough this year to add Jerry and his group, the Wilson Warriors, because they're going to dedicate a monument.
That's correct.
I never know what to call it. So
And then when will that be in?
That will take place during the speaking portion after 11 o'clock. Woody McMillan will also be coming. He's the guy that wrote the book on the World War II maneuvers when we had 850,000 soldiers come through Middle Tennessee in a 2.5-year period. And he'll say some words, and then we're going to dedicate the monument to that period.
Well, I see that you have Woody's book. I
do,
remember
sir.
when he got that published, and I had him as a guest here, and I think he sold a number of them. It's a wonderful book.
It is.
Okay, with that, we need to take a break. This is Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Absolute Kubota, they have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator, plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. The police are moving a one-car crash. It's going to be 24 westbound right in the Antioch area near Old Hickory Boulevard. That's really aggravating that heavy traffic that's coming up down I-24 westbound right now out of Rutherford County trying to get into this section of Davidson County. Again, they're moving a wreck 24 westbound at Old Hickory Boulevard in Antioch. Heavy traffic developing now on 40 leaving Wilson County. 40 west, pretty busy trying to get through Hermitage and Donaldson. Hey, attention dentists. Dental Staff School can provide you with qualified dental assistance. Google Dental Staff School. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing has experienced new leadership and a new atmosphere. Same location in the heart of Lebanon, 731 Castle Heights Court on the Castle Heights campus. Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing is providing 5-star clinical outcomes to short-term and long-term care residents. Call 615-444-4319 for a tour and to experience the new culture. Renewal happens here at Lebanon Center for Rehabilitation and Healing.
The refreshing cool after coming in from a hot summer day. The perfect temperature to kick off your shoes and relax with a good book. When the weather heats up, a new Rheem AC system will surround your family in total comfort. Are you feeling it? Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
Financing available through TVA's Energy Right program and your local power company. Call Randy's Heat and Air 237-3604.
Rheem, the new degree of comfort.
One of the winningest teams in the NFL returns to the field, led by the reigning head coach of the year, Mike Vrabel. Your Tennessee Titans battle every week here. Touchdown, Titans! On Titans Radio.
Brought to you by Vakes and Hooker, Bates Ford, Steve Mall Plumbing, The Jewelers, and the City of Lebanon Gas in Tennessee. 811, call before you dig.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
We continue on this Thursday morning. Thanks for joining us around the table. We have Officer Dick Clark, the Lebanon Police Department. We have Jerry McFarland. You've got a. Is it Colonel Jerry McFarland, and Bill Moss. I don't know whether we give you a designation or not.
Well, I retired as a captain out of the Army Reserve,
right.
so.
Well, Captain Bill Moss, we appreciate all of you being with us. Dick Clark, you've got a story you can tell because you we talk about Veterans Day, of course, is tomorrow. We've got the parade and the ceremony. We'll get into that shortly. But this means a lot to you because of the members of your family.
Well, my grandfather was killed in Vietnam. That's who I'm actually named after. So as a family, I enjoy it. My father went to Castle Heights and went through elementary school through high school. And then my brother was in Iraq, and we're fortunate he's here, but he stepped on an IED and had some pretty significant injuries and has recovered well. But yes, I mean, that's something I take to heart. I appreciate everything that all these veterans have done. And if we can give back in any way, that is something that I thoroughly be thankful that I get to participate with.
Well, tomorrow there will be a Veterans Day parade. It starts over about the library and makes its way to the square and then up to the courthouse, and then a ceremony. And again, you're going to be in the parade. You have the DARE car, which will stand out very well. You won't, if anybody's looking your way, they'll see it.
They'll definitely see it, and I take pride in it. It is the DARE car, but just with tomorrow's purpose and having the large American flag presence, hopefully people will appreciate it.
All right, and Bill, you're telling me, are you pretty much in charge of the parade?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
you've got a number of units that are going to be there.
Yes, sir.
Do we have some marching bands?
Yes, all 5 high schools marching band, weather permitting, and the good Lord's going to take care of us tomorrow, and it's not going to rain. So we've got all 5 high school bands, a middle school band from Gladeville, and 4 JROTC units are going to be in the parade. That's just from the school system side. And then, like I said, we got Cub Scout troops, Boy Scout troops, American Heritage girls are going to be there. Their troop, post, club, whatever. I'm not convinced I know the name of it, but we've got all kinds of community groups that are going to be in it. So, and at the ceremony itself, we've got 2 different groups that are going to have refreshments, and rumor is that one church is bringing chili. So, but that'll be right there on the Veterans Plaza. And I can't emphasize enough, we're doing this as a unified veterans groups from all across the county. I mean, every group is participating. We're going to have a rifle volley at the end, and it's just going to be a community event put on by the veterans, hoping that people will just remember, to thank a vet and go from there.
Yeah, from what you're saying, it sounds like you've really got a lot into this parade. Now, people usually turn out and on both sides of the street as the parade goes through Lebanon, and of course, sometimes there's I guess it takes a few minutes to disband when you get up around the courthouse, and they all disappear or go somewhere. But a lot of people, of course, stay and come over by the adjacent to the courthouse there, the Veterans Plaza, and for the ceremony, which we're going to talk more about here. But the parade itself is nice. It's and when you've got 5 different bands and a junior high band, those bands just to me, you see one go by and then down here's another one coming shortly, and one right after the other, and these young people doing their best to. I always like to hear them be playing when they pass by me.
Oh yes, sir. And that's the unique part about it. We've got the mayors from the different communities here participating. We've got other politicians are going to be there, but it's a community event, and we're just fortunate enough to be able to help with it and put it on and honor the other veterans.
All right, let me turn to Colonel McFarland here. You've had quite a career yourself, and once upon a time was WEMA director, and I remember years ago when we called it Civil Defense, and you and Chester Hatcher were comrades.
You're not supposed to go back that far. That's forbidden. You're just not supposed to do that.
Well, we will get to tomorrow. Now, who there's the ceremony is. I don't know how long altogether. What do you anticipate?
The ceremony will probably be 30 or 40 minutes, but let me just share what we're doing. Our little group's called Wilson Warriors, and we're trying to recognize, and are recognizing, will be tomorrow, the largest event that ever took place in Middle Tennessee, and that's the Second United States Army maneuvers. It took place from 1942 through 1944, 2.5 years. 850,000 soldiers came through Middle Tennessee, 25 full divisions. And the spin-off of that, some of these soldiers came back, married local girls, families came from that. And it was the biggest event. Little old Lebanon was 4,900 people, and you can imagine, 10,000 soldiers gathered on Saturday night on the square trying to get into the movie theaters, et cetera. But we've long wanted to put into granite the story of the maneuvers, so tomorrow we will be dedicating, as part and parcel of the ceremony there, a monument to the Second Army, and it'll have all the divisions and corps level commands on it. And also there were 3 people we've researched out that served in World War II, and they will be on another monument there. But we will dedicate and unveil that monument tomorrow as part of the whole service program there at the Veterans Plaza.
So this is going to be a little bit more tomorrow, more special than normally on Veterans Day.
I think
really.
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of this. I mean, when you think about all the veterans groups coming together for one purpose, that's what we did. That's the reason we joined. We want to be part of something bigger than us. And, for all of them to come together, work towards a common goal. It will be a little bit longer than normal, and we're asking people to just bear with us because it's that important to us that we do the dedication. That we've got a speaker, Dr. George Robertson's going to speak, and it is important for us to remember, and that's the whole key to it. But the camaraderie of all the groups coming together, I mean, that's pretty rare anywhere.
Amen.
For us to come together and really support this. The school systems have been great. I'm going to play off of what you said a minute ago. Everybody needs to go to, I'm probably not supposed to do this, but Jones Brummett has a field of poppies that the students have made. And they're ceramic poppies that are going to be on display there today and tomorrow, I believe. Mm-hmm. So really, it's a community event honoring veterans.
Now, you mentioned Woody McMillan and his book. Has he got anything to do with tomorrow?
He's going to talk briefly about the maneuvers, about what took place, and then we'll be dedicating the monument after that.
Well, I haven't seen Woody in a good while.
You be there tomorrow.
I hope I can come by and shake his hand again. That is a fine book, and it happened. So much of this is right here around us.
Absolutely.
And Averett Ferry down at the county line, Trousdale County line.
People don't realize that 268 people died during that training period. 7 of them were civilians, the rest of them were military, of course, but it was a big thing. It was the biggest
do you remember that at all?
I do, very briefly.
Yeah.
Do you know where the old Lebanon High School is, which is now the central office? There was a stockade there, the prison camp there on that site.
Really?
It was.
Well, I lived at Centerville, and it was about 3 or 4 years old, but I mean, there was tanks and trucks and soldiers all over everywhere. I remembered every once in a while they would be around the general store there and come over and pick me up and maybe give me a nickel or a dime or something.
The
reason you remember that is because you're older than the rest of us.
Well, I ain't touching that.
All right, we've got a couple of minutes left. Colonel Jerry McFarland and Captain Bill Moss, we thank you for coming out. And let me say to the police department and Officer Dick Clark, we appreciate you sharing your time here this morning because we had probably plenty we could have talked about, but the Veterans Parade and the fact you've got veterans, your family is all about veterans. It's kind of all tied together here, I think. Plus, you're going to be in the parade with that dare car tomorrow.
We will, and the Lebanon Police Department definitely supports our veterans, and we're looking forward to tomorrow and hope that the community comes out and supports them as well.
All right, got about a minute left. Jerry, anything else you want to tell us this morning?
I just want to invite everybody to be there. Bill said it's a unified effort on all the veterans behalf, when you think we have 9,200 plus veterans, that was the last count, and I'm sure it's grown. And if you look at some served 2, some 4, some 6 years, some went to retirement at 21 or 2 years, old guys like myself, did 33 years. I mean, there's probably 80 to 90,000 man years of service given to this country just from veterans in Wilson County.
Yeah, and Bill, you've got some history there too, right?
Yes, sir. The biggest thing that I want to stress is unity of the groups, the different veterans groups, for all of us to come together for one cause, and work with everybody that we can in honoring veterans, because that's what it's all about.
All right. Well, I thank all three of you for being here this morning, and hope we can have a great Veterans Day and a great Veterans Day parade and ceremony, and I think we will.
Yes,
and we thank you all for being with us.
Thanks for letting us
That
be
is
here.
part one of Coleman and Company. Hope you'll keep it here for more. FM 98.9.
And it's 7:29. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. $49.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, safety check too. 1673 West Main. Now with traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We're still watching traffic struggle from an earlier wreck on 24 westbound coming out of Rutherford County into Davidson. There at Old Hickory Boulevard, trying to get through that section of Antioch. Again, that's westbound on 24. Moving a stalled truck causing some problems. 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. That's got traffic really backed up now on 65 south again at Trinity Lane. Princess Hot Chicken can help you with catering this year. You can give them a call or check them out online at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Cumberland University football is back in action this Saturday, November 12th, as the Phoenix host Bethel University at Noakes Lassiter Field. This is Christian Opposey of the Cumberland Sports Network inviting you to join Bob Lee and myself this Saturday. Pregame coverage begins at 1 o'clock, leading up to a 1:30 kickoff. The Bethel Wildcats meet the Cumberland Phoenix this Saturday at 1:30 right here on WANT and WCOR for play-by-play coverage of Cumberland football.
There's a reason why more home buyers and sellers trust A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction to get the job done. A.G. & Johnson offers what you want: more knowledge, more personal attention, more convenience. When you love what you do, it shows. That's why we have been voted the best of Wilson County by you, our clients. Discover the A.G. & Johnson difference. We are trusted by your neighbors for a reason. Call 615-444-0909 or visit us online today, agandjohnson.com, your community trusted realty and auction company.
Bill Bailey presents Middle Tennessee Sings the Gospel, Friday night, November 18th at 7 p.m., featuring Karen Peck and New River. Gold City, Jeff and Sherry Easter,
God bless people like me,
and the Down East Boys.
ready to leave them, the twinkling of an eye.
Middle Tennessee Sings the Gospel, Friday night, November 18th at 7 p.m. at Hillcrest Baptist Church, 621 Hartsville Pike in Lebanon, Tennessee. No ticket required. A $15 donation per person will be requested at the door. For information, call 877-412-SING. That's 877-412-SING. Or visit BillBaileyConcerts.com. BillBaileyConcerts.com. Middle Tennessee Sings the Gospel with Gold City, Karen Peck and New River, Jeff and Sherry Easter, and the Down East Boys. Friday, November 18th at 7 p.m. at Hillcrest Baptist Church in Lebanon, Tennessee. Brought to you by Bill Bailey Ministries.
What is your passion? How can you use that passion to enrich your community? Hi, this is Melanie Minter, President and CEO of the Lebanon-Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. Your chamber is the resource for making connections to fulfill your passion. Whether education, nonprofit, agriculture, entertainment, or government relations, Wilson County offers a place for you to be involved. Your chamber connects businesses, individuals, and your passion to the community. We have an enthusiasm for excellence. Join us and catch the spirit. Call or visit our office at 149 Public Square in Lebanon.
Hey, this is Paul at Bates Ford. We got some great things going on for you. If you got a vehicle you want to sell, bring it to Bates Ford. We'll give you a cash offer on the spot. Also, come check out our great used inventory. And on the service side, we got the cheapest oil change in town, got the cheapest batteries in town, and we'll meet or beat anybody's price on tires. Come visit us at Bates Ford, 1673 West Main, or visit us on the web at www.tonybatesford.com. That's Bates Ford, the dealer will trade for anything that don't eat.
It's all about taking care of you and THW Insurance will do just that. Are you looking for home or auto insurance? THW represents Westfield Insurance and other fine companies. Together, they will protect you and your family. Call Jeff Lee at 615-443-3849 or stop in and see him at the THW main office, 321 West Main Street in Lebanon.
Most of the day will be dry, but rain chances start to pick up overnight into Friday. We will be climbing through the 50s and 60s this morning, heading for a high of 74 this afternoon. Look for increasing cloud cover and rain, very likely by Friday morning. This weather forecast is brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. That's a look at your forecast. I'm number one Ned.
Coleman and Company, welcome to part 2 here on a Thursday morning. Thursdays at this time, we feature A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auction, and there's somebody here each Thursday to talk about what's going on. A lot of times there's two people, but this morning we have Hayden White, and Hayden's going to do it all. Good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. How's it going?
I'm doing well. It's nice to see you, and this might be the last day that we have really nice fall weather here. It's supposed to turn cold.
It's been beautiful the last couple of days. I wish I was playing golf, but I've been busy.
I wish I could have too. But it's nice to have you here today. And A.G. and Johnson Realty and Auctions located at 728 West Main. And you can find them on the web at www.agandjohnson.com. And, of course, that phone number has been the same for a long time, 615-444-0909. So what do you got for us today?
We actually don't have an auction this weekend. So it's going to be kind of an area I'm not really used to. What do people do on Saturdays when they don't have an auction to go to? I'm kind of confused. Can you fill me in on what people do?
Well, you've had a bunch of them, and you've had some that were at other times even as well. Y'all been busy too.
We have. We've been blessed this year. The whole auction crew's been grinding it, trying to get things done, and providing some great opportunities for folks in the community.
Well, what I want to know, when you're not doing an auction, what do you do in the real estate world?
In the real estate world? Well, I usually put up a flat Hayden here and there every now and again. With my real estate stuff, I try to get you on Facebook a whole lot, pushing that stuff kind of out. Every once in a while, I'll do a little trend on Facebook. I'll say, there's a big announcement coming, and I'll just leave it there for 3 or 4 days. And then the next day, I'll put, big announcement coming on Friday, and then I get comments and comments on comments. And the last one I just did, I just announced that I got Top Agent. I was the cover of Top Agent magazine. So that's kind of one of the big news that I've been doing.
Well, no, that's quite an
Does that impress you, MJ? She's over here shaking her head. She's like, "Oh yeah, that's my boy."
Well, you're one of few who's had that designation. Maybe the only one around here. I don't know. I hadn't kept up with it, but it's certainly an honor.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. It's one of those things where it's I didn't really know what it was until it came into my email. I'm like, "What is this?" I'm like, "Who the heck nominated me for this thing?" And next thing I know, they want me to be on the cover of it. And I'm like, well, all right, make mama proud.
No doubt. And all the people in the office, too. Maybe some of them a little jealous. I don't know.
We all are a big family. I give them a big shout out. At our office, there's 30 agents, and 6 of those agents are brokers. And we all are a tight-knit little group. I mean, if anybody has an issue or a problem that arises, we lean on one another to try to help each other out with, whether it's with earnest money or whether it's a home inspection that we have questions on, and like, hey, this deal is going this way. How can we counter to try to get a better deal? And that's one of the things that our office does that is really a tight niche community that we've grown and loved.
Well, my information sheet here has your community's trusted realty and auction company, and community trusted since 1977. That was before you or your father even, Jay, were affiliated with it, but you've come along and just added to what has been there in the past.
Yep, Jim A.G. and Jerry Johnson set some pretty good roots, and we hope we can keep that going for them.
Well, I no doubt you're looking for listings, and I would think being in the auction business, you're wanting to line up more auctions. If that's
absolutely. We love the opportunity to help folks out. we actually do have an auction coming up, not this Saturday, but the next, and it's going to be out there on 30 Capolinar Lane off of Carthage Highway. We got a modular home out there. It's going to be on 5.2 acres. It's a 4-bedroom, 3 full bath. It's neat, spacious, and a well-kept home right there and off the Carthage Highway.
Mm-hmm.
If you have any questions on that, give Linda Hackett a call at 615-566-5143, or just give a call to the office at 615-444-0909.
All right, now, and this is next Saturday.
Yes, sir, it is.
All right, anything else before we...
there's some personal property out there, so there's going to be some good opportunity to buy some, a corner cupboard and a nice little dining table right there as well. If you have any questions regarding auctions or whether you need to be on the private market or if you want to get in the auction, see if you have a potential auction property, give us a call. We're more than happy to come out there and evaluate your property and your personal property or your equipment. We're not going to tie you down to anything just right then. We'll just sit down and talk and just see what your best route is.
Well, you've got years of experience in this, and no doubt can come up with the best solution to help somebody take care of what they're needing to do.
Sure enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's good to see you today. Have a great week, and we'll do it again next Thursday.
All right. Thank you, Coleman.
Okay. Hayden White with A.G. & Johnson Realty and Auction, 728 West Main in Lebanon. Website, www.agandjohnson.com, and that phone number we all know, 615-444-0909. 20 before the hour, believe it or not, Melanie Mentor is on 2 days in a row on the second half. Lebanon, Wilson County Chamber of Commerce, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. I'm honored to be here 2 days in a row with you.
Well, we're honored to have you. How's that?
Thank you.
We haven't talked Chamber of Commerce about the Veterans Day and the parade, but I'm sure that y'all are aware of it and promoting that a little bit.
We definitely are. So we're excited. Tomorrow there will be a parade at 10 o'clock. And I know you had some people on this morning. Right. So the chamber gets very excited. We go out, we video, do a little marketing. We go up and celebrate with them for all they've done for what we do here in America. And we'll celebrate with them. I think there's going to be a special unveiling over at the plaza. So we will follow them around most of the morning.
Well, they've kind of whetted my appetite this morning. I try to go to that every year, and now I know I don't want to miss tomorrow.
You don't want to miss. It's a great day.
My friend Woody McMillan and I go back for years, too. All of it's not good, but we can't tell here. He used to work here at one time. Do you know Woody at all? Well, you need to meet him. He used to be quite a character. I think he's mellowed in his older age. But anyway, he's written that book that Jerry was talking about.
Jerry was talking about.
All right. Sure. You've got two people with you, both from the office, right?
I do.
All right.
I do.
Well, tell us about them.
Well, I sure will. I have Andrea Wilkie here. Everybody knows her.
We know you, Andrea. Good morning.
Good morning.
But I'm going to call her my sister because that's what Kidman says, because we answer each other's sentences and know what each other's thinking about after all these years. But no, she is the VP of Finance and Membership. So I wanted to thank her for being here today. And then also I have with me Kidman Lassay. And
Kidman Lassay. It took me 5 minutes to say it, but if I got it. Welcome.
She is our marketing and communications. And you know, with all that we do, Coleman, that this position is very important. So we wanted to have her out today to kind of help tell you what she's been marketing and what's going to be happening a little bit for the rest of the year. Fortunately, Stephanie Hollis McCaleb could not be with us today. So she was going to come out as well, but we'll bring her on the next time. And then Shay Moore is with Cumberland University, and she's on our staff as well.
Well, you're saying this is the first time for you to be on the radio?
Yes, sir. Very first time.
Very first time. You want to say that again?
Yes, sir. Very first time.
I'll be honest, I didn't have your mic turned up. I turned it down, didn't need it a while ago. But anyway, we're glad to have you this morning. What have you been doing? What are you doing? Tell us all about it.
So, like she mentioned, my name is Kidman Lassay, and I'm originally from DeKalb County, but somehow I ended up over here in Lebanon, and I've been loving it ever since. So they keep me very busy here at the chamber. Like she mentioned, I do marketing. So we have a lot of events that we've already done this past year, and then a lot more events coming. So most recently, we've launched an app, which is called Explore Wilson. And I actually have the little business card here with me, but we have a QR code that people can scan, and then you can download the app. So there is Apple, and then there is an Android, and you can choose which other device you have, and you can download that app to your phone. And so this is actually it's a great resource within Wilson County. It has a calendar of community events with all of Wilson County on it. It also has different businesses within Wilson County. So you're able to go directly on your phone, and then if you don't know the location, you can click on that and go directly to where you want to go.
Well, I'll tell you what, you start talking to somebody that's been around as long as I have, some of that's almost like Greek, but it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks. Have you ever heard that?
I've heard that.
Okay. But it sounds like you're staying busy.
We are. We're staying very busy. We have a lot of events coming up. 'Tis the season. We just had Halloween on the Square, which moved to the Mill. We have the Christmas parade coming up. There's a lot going on at the Chamber, and I'm sure we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how long you've been here, but it seems like you've got acclimated really well.
Hey, they're getting me, used to everything going on around here.
Well, you agree with that, Melanie?
I absolutely agree. That's why I have her on today, because everybody needs to get to know her. Again, we want to market everything that we are doing for the county and the city. We want to make sure that all of our businesses are taken care of. We want to make sure that our community is taken care of. And quite frankly, all that we do at the Chamber, Coleman. So really having someone get the word out and getting it out as quickly as possible is very important to us.
That marketing's a very important position.
Yes, it is.
Kidman Lassay.
Yes, sir.
All right. All right. We haven't let Andrea say anything yet to speak, but we will. But first, we take a break. This is Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
And let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They have a deal designed to keep you ahead of schedule. Check out the world's #1 selling compact excavator plus 0% financing going on now until the end of the year. Absolute Kubota, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still trying to move a stalled truck on 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. It's really aggravated that traffic flow. Trying to get down through there now on 65 southbound at Trinity Lane. They're in the clearing stages of a wrecked Vietnam vets westbound at Conference Drive. Talking about aggravating that traffic now in Hendersonville. It's really slow westbound on Vietnam Vets, just trying to get to 65. We also see some heavy traffic down through Millersville, also on 65. All that traffic coming out of Robertson County into that short section of Sumner County. Next, NashPainting.com services all of Middle Tennessee. Check them out online at NashPainting.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We all like to save money, and State Farm can help with discounts. When you combine your car insurance with State Farm homeowner insurance, you get big savings. So talk to me, Jeff Gannon, in Lebanon or Mount Juliet. State Farm Good Neighbor Service that has made us America's #1 insurance company. Together, we can help you make sure you get the discounts you deserve and the coverage you need. Come see me, Jeff Gannon, in Lebanon or Mount Juliet, and find out why more homeowners and drivers trust State Farm than any other insurance company.
Hi, everybody. Tommy Bryan. Join me, along with Harry Stafford, Bob Lee, and Joe Gardner, as we bring you Lebanon High School football. Brought to you by Bates Ford, Faison Hooker, K. Maynard Insurance, Lebanon Police Chief Mike Justice, Wilson County Sheriff Robert Bryan, Kenny Salas, Sports World, and Wilson Bank and Trust. The Blue Devils advance to the second round of the playoffs Friday, November 11th at Oakland. Pregame at 6:30 on WANT and WCOR.
Contact Stephen Lowry Land Clearing for all your land clearing needs. Whether it's clearing trails for ATVs, reclaiming pasture, or clearing your land of brush and trees, Stephen Lowry can get the job done. He works closely with customers, adjusting to make changes as you want. Steve Lowry will give you quality work at a price that you can afford. He will also beat any written estimate. Call Stephen Lowry at 615-970-8154 for all your land clearing needs. That's Stephen Lowry Land Clearing, 615-970-8154.
Coleman & Company here on a Thursday morning. We are showcasing the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce this morning. Melanie Minter is here. She is the president and CEO. I believe that's right. That's close.
That's correct.
All right. And
I love that title, don't you? Remember, I'm not about titles, but you say it right every time, Coleman.
All right. We have Andrea Wilkie with us this morning. Andrea, what is your title?
Vice President of Membership and Finance.
All right. That's not almost as long.
I know.
And we've already learned a little bit about marketing and so on with Kidman Lassay, who is with us as well. So where we go next, Melanie? We want Andrea to tell us something.
Andrea needs a chance to talk.
What are you going to tell us this morning?
What do you want to know, Coleman? I thought you were going to have the question.
I want to know who's going to have control of Congress.
You want?
Oh gosh!
You want to know what?
Who's going to have control of Congress, the Senate and the House?
Well, I wish I could give you that answer, but I have to keep that, that to myself. But I guess we all have our choices, don't we?
Well,
how about membership and finance?
All right, we really want to know about membership finance.
Well, we're having a great year at the Chamber. Of course, we have 1,315 members. 1315.
That's a pretty good number.
That's a good number.
Anything over 1,000, I think, would be fairly good for us. And
we've gained 121 members this year. So we've had a really good year. So just keep pushing forward, keep pivoting with everything that's going on. And
well, we are growing, so you expect your membership to grow some, certainly as we add new businesses and industry and that sort of thing.
And we are definitely growing, but that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
And we have 2 months to go.
And we
month and a half.
A month and a half. We'll go a month and a half. And with that, then Melanie, as Melanie told me during the break, we're still doing events. We all do events. Even though Kidman does market, Kidman's been great asset to our team, but we all do events. And so I was going to talk a little bit about Taste of Wilson County follow-up because we had the Taste of Wilson County. And with that, those proceeds fund our teacher grants. And so we have collected those teacher grants. And we have a committee that will be viewing those, and we'll be awarding that. And we'll have a teacher grant breakfast on December the 9th to award those teacher grants. So that's something we're really proud of every year, that we're able to do that from the Taste of Wilson County funds.
The teachers apply for these?
They do apply.
Something that they want?
Yes.
And then you may have more wants than you can grant, so that's what the committee's for.
We have a selection committee that reviews those grants. So the grant tops at $599, but we'll have teachers apply anywhere from $42 to the $599. So,
and this year we do have over 100 applicants. So teachers are getting excited about it. They love what we do.
Will you be able to fund all of those? I think in the past, maybe sometimes have you ever been able to give everybody what they wanted? Do you remember?
We funded them 1 year, I believe. We were able to fund.
Usually there's a few that maybe you feel maybe not merit as much as the others that you dole the money out for.
Well, they look at, and I'm not speaking for the committee, but in years past and by the criteria, they look for unique grants, and they look at how long that grant is going to be used and how many children can that grant help through the years. And we still have teachers now that use items that were purchased from grants maybe 10 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
But they just carry on. Last year we awarded a little over $14,000 in grants, and that was 26 teachers, I believe, is what we awarded.
So you have this time, is it a breakfast or
It is a breakfast.
Oh, a breakfast, and the awards are presented at that time. So I guess
the checks are presented.
Okay. And then they get to go and do this and enhance their classroom.
Yes.
And the great part about it is the follow-up, too. We get to go as a chamber to follow up in the spring on what they've purchased and send out to the community, and the teachers are highlighted that receive the awards. So that's always important to us too, as well, just to go in and see the reaction of the children and to be able to see how much it means to the
Well, I know this has
school.
been going on for quite some time, and I remember years ago, we used to have teachers on from time to time talking about the grant they had received and how it had benefited them, and they were always so appreciative of this, and I would think they still are.
This program started in 1994. And so we've been able to carry it on since 1994.
It's almost as old as Coleman and Company, because this started in 1993.
See?
Yeah, okay, well, that's good. What else are you involved in?
Well,
that you want to tell us about?
Let's talk about Christmas or 'Tis the Season, which some people refer to as Christmas on the Square. I'm just going to mention that because Kidman's going to come back to that, or Melanie. But that's going to lead me into the Christmas Parade, which is on Sunday, December the 4th. That's where I'm going.
All right.
Home for the Holidays is our theme this year. Application deadline is November the 30th, so there's still time to put in a float or put in an entry. Floats. That's what we need.
How long you plan ahead for this? All year nearly? Or?
This is a year-round thing. Now, Coleman, I'm Christmas, so I'm thinking Christmas 12 months a year. So
She has a clock that sings Christmas music in her office. Okay,
and of course, we have to shout out to MJ and Mac because they're our MCs for the Christmas parade.
Yeah.
Well, how long have they been doing that? As long as
A long time, MJ said. Long time. And we just confirmed it again. So she's there. So in her elf hat and her Santa's,
At one time, Mac was our afternoon personality. I guess he was when MJ came here. So they kind of teamed together and started this and still doing it.
And still doing it. And still doing it.
They're both good.
So if anyone's interested in a float or an entry for the parade, just call the office, or you can go online to our website, and there is an online application there at www.lebanonwilsonchamber.com.
And this year we have added business floats. So we want you as a small business to participate. It's a great way to promote your small business. So if people don't know where you're located or who you are, definitely the chamber will get calls about the parade and the people that have been in the parade. So
has there been a reason you haven't done that before?
We at the same time. We said at the same time.
We did at one time, and it kind of went away years ago. But with all the small businesses, we made a decision this year to bring that back. So we have several different categories. We have the youth category, the commercial category, small business category, church, and the presidential award.
Good. All right, and again, the date for this is first Sunday in
First
December.
Sunday, December the 4th, and we will roll out at 2 o'clock on the dot.
We love parades around here.
We love parades.
Love parades. And Andrew's just telling you about the 4th, but the 'Tis the Season extravaganza actually begins for the weekend, begins on Saturday. So I'm going to let Kidman tell you a little bit about what she's been marketing for the 'Tis the Season.
Absolutely. So like she mentioned, it is Saturday, December 3rd, that it starts at 10 a.m. and it's an all-day event. So from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., there's going to be lots of festivities going on around the square. So there's Letters with Santa, there's shopping and dining. Imagine that art studio will be there. We have different food trucks, a nativity scene, and then also the Agriculture Learning Center will be there. And then again, there's things going on all day long. So the Yuletide Carolers will be there, photos with Santa. We have Sarah Simmons and the Corn Pickers. She'll be doing music. We have carriage rides, music by Noelle Toland. We have music by Mark Taylor as well. Different school choirs will also be there. The tree lighting ceremony, we've already been getting calls about that at the office. That is at 5 p.m. this year. We have different entertainment and music by Jason Crabb. And then the finale for the night is kind of at the Capitol Theater at 7 p.m., the best Christmas pageant ever. They'll be playing that this year at the Capitol Theater. So all of this stuff is happening on the square, and we encourage everyone to come on out.
What I'm wondering, it's probably going to be, there's going to be a lot of people. Will traffic be going through the square, or is that?
No, the square will be shut down for that
entire day. So
You probably do that each year.
we do, yes. And this is such a big event. I mean, there's typically, 4,000 people on the square that day. So it's a big day for us.
You can just go in the roads around the square, but you can't go through the square.
That's exactly right. That's exactly. And there's parking, all around the square in different areas, and people are willing to walk to enjoy all the festivities. I do want to mention, and Sunday, we'll have the shopping and dining again, and some of the dining or different Cedar Tap and the different businesses that are around, Split Bean, Cedar City Brewing. I mean, we can go on and on and on. Town Square Social, but they'll have specials that day. And so we're excited about that for people. So there will be food trucks as well.
And an ice rink. We have ice skating.
Ice skate.
Ice skating. We have an ice skating rink that will be there.
And that's Saturday.
Yes.
And that's all day.
Yes.
And you've had this before, I believe.
We did have that last year. It was a great hit.
Yep.
So.
Well, you're going all out, and I think especially to promote small business, and especially at this time of year. And we talked all about shopping at home yesterday, which the dollars stay here, the sales tax stays here, all those good things. And what else you want to say?
I just want to mention that the Lebanon's 'Tis the Season weekend is presented by the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce and the City of Lebanon. The entertainment provided on the 3rd, Bates Ford, and the carriage rides provided by Bank of England. I will end to say, yes, that we want everybody to shop local. 10community.com, please go there to find local businesses. Because we want people to shop here, stay here, and be a part of what we are doing in Lebanon and Wilson County. And then the last thing, of course, we talked about was Giving Tuesday, which is November the 29th. So that's just a nonprofit day. So we try to cover every day, all day, but the nonprofits are partnering with restaurants throughout Wilson County on that day. It's a night out because think about it. You've been with your families and you've cooked dinner all weekend, so it's a time to get out and support the nonprofits.
Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
Tuesday after Thanksgiving.
All right. Thank y'all for being with us today. Melanie Minter, Andrea Wilkie, and Kidman Lassay, all from the Lebanon Wilson County Chamber of Commerce. That's it for Thursday. Join us tomorrow. Until then, I wish you a tremendous